And welcome back into halftime here as West Delaware and Decorah going at it. And I'm joined by a very special guest here tonight at halftime as our honorary captain of this week's game, Dave Jacobson. A lot of you may remember Coach Jacobson spent 5 years here at West Delaware, leading the Hawks to the playoffs in all 5 seasons, 1990, 91, 92, 93, and 94. 48-9, his career record here at West Delaware. Coach, a great honor for you tonight to walk out there on Brown Field and lead the Hawks out there as the honorary captain.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things, about coming back to West Delaware, and very happy that Coach Wink called and invited me down for this. And boy, what a special feeling, and I guess a chance to pay back a little bit for all the great things that we experienced from the West Delaware fans.
Well, I mentioned those 14 years of coaching. After West Delaware, you spent time at Cedar Rapids Jefferson and then finished off your career at North Scotta. Just an impressive mark as an overall record of 102-39. Third all-time wins leader as a coach at West Delaware in your 5 years, and just some great memories made, especially that 1991 season where you guys you won the state championship. Still the only team in West Delaware history to win that state title. You guys were second in 1993, but that had to have been a pretty special year.
It sure was, Jamie, and as you reflect back on that, we had a number of close games that year that really we could have ended up not even being in the playoffs. It was so close. I remember down at Benton Community, we were down, kind of far. I believe it was 13-0, and going into the fourth quarter, and we came back and won that 14-13. The playoff win against Waverly Shell Rock, who had really put one on us in 90 in the first round of the playoffs. We came back and won that, I think, with 29 seconds left. Adam Terrell made a check on our passing game, and we had a pass completion for a touchdown. We won that one 9-8, and then a little payback on Cedar Rapids Regis. They had beaten us at Brown Field earlier that year, and we got to play them in the semifinals, and I believe we won that 14-13, and that was kind of ironic because we knew their kicking game was a little shaky, and we told the kids that they scored twice, they'll miss one extra point, and for once it worked out that way, and that was a big win for us going into the finals.
You mentioned those scores. You played Waverly in the quarterfinals. That was 9-8, as you mentioned. Regis was 14-13, and then you defeated Spencer 27-11. So that finals game, even though it was a championship game, had to be kind of relaxing for you.
Well, I don't think it was, Jamie. That's one of those, high-profile, high-intensity games, and it was a close game. We were up. I remember probably one of the key plays in that game. Spencer drove the length of the field after the opening kickoff and had a first down at the 5, and we were able to hold them to a field goal. And as I reflect back on that, we've talked numbers of years, Bill Lester and Mike Morrison and I, the fact that we were able to go right back down and answer that and get the lead. And I think that was the only time they were behind all year long. And I think they panicked a little bit, and we went up almost to halftime feeling comfortable with an 11-point lead. Then the Moore kid, their big fullback, broke loose for a 38 or 9-yard touchdown run, and I think we had a 3-point lead at halftime. But then after that, we were able to put things together, and we played exceptionally well on defense that night because they ran the wishbone, and Lucas DeWitt, their quarterback, was a serious threat, and boy, it was sure a lot of fun, and the kids really rose to the occasion. And I still, we've said years and years here, we didn't feel we had the best talent on the field, Class 3A that year to win the championship, but we certainly had the best team, and I think that's a tribute to all the kids that were in the program at that time, being coachable and believing in the system.
Looking back at it now, Coach, after all these years, you've been retired for a few years now. How does it feel not having to so much worry about the coaching aspect, but you can look back and you can keep an eye and see how your former teams are doing, like Cedar Rapids, Jefferson, North Scott, and especially West Delaware?
Well, I tell you, it's really a pleasure to look back on wonderful things we all had happen in those programs. And I'm real fortunate. I've been able to go back, I think, almost every year and see a West Delaware game. And down at Jefferson, I've been asked back for a number of the kids that have been inducted into their Hall of Fame, and I've been able to be a part of that. And still keep in contact with Kevin Tippett down at North Scott, and follow them. And it really is fun to go back and watch and see how the game has changed. And I think this old gray-haired coach have a tough time coaching now, Jamie, the way the high school football game has changed. And it sure is a lot more open, a lot more passing, and really puts even more of a premium on your defense.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate you joining us here, and great honor for you, and we're glad to have you back here and leading the Hawks out onto the field for that coin toss tonight, and just really appreciate you joining us, and hopefully we can get a Hawk victory tonight.
Boy, thanks, and all those West Delaware fans are sure very, very special to all of us, and I told a number of people, if you ever get a chance to go to Brownfield and watch a football game, that's one of the premier venues in high school sports in the state of Iowa. It's just a wonderful facility and great fan support, and it's just awesome to be here. Thanks again, Jamie.
They've certainly done a great number on that the last few years. Dave Jacobson joining us at halftime. We'll be back with more West Delaware football from KMCH Sports.